Character is the result of a system of stereotyped principles. The greater part of mankind may be divided into two classes, that of shallow thinkers who fall short of the truth, and that of abstruse thinkers who go beyond it. He is happy whose circumstances suit his temper, but he is more excellent who can suit his temper to any circumstances. To philosopher and historian, the madness and imbecile wickedness of mankind ought to appear ordinary events. There is no such thing as freedom of choice unless there is freedom to refuse. The richest genius, like the most fertile soil, when uncultivated, shoots up into the rankest weeds. Nothing is more surprising than the easiness with which the many are governed by the few. A purpose, an intention, a design strikes everywhere even the careless, the most stupid thinker. A propensity to hope and joy is real riches, one to fear and sorrow, real poverty. Reading and sauntering and lounging and dosing, which I call thinking, is my supreme happiness. But the life of a man is of no greater importance to the universe than that of an oyster. The great end of all human industry is the attainment of happiness. When the critic has no delicacy, he judges without any distinction and is only affected by the grosser and more palpable qualities of the object. The truth springs from arguments amongst friends. Abstract relations of ideas are the object of curiosity, not of volition. Beauty is no quality in things themselves. It exists merely in the mind which contemplates them. Each mind perceives a different beauty. No human testimony can have such force as to prove a miracle and make it a just foundation for any such system of religion. Disbelief in futurity loosens in a great measure the ties of morality and may be for that reason pernicious to the peace of civil society. A wise man proportions his belief to the evidence. To consider the matter aright, reason is nothing but a wonderful and unintelligible instinct in our souls, which carries us along a certain train of ideas and endows them with particular qualities. Heaven and hell suppose two distinct species of men, the good and the bad, but the greatest part of mankind float betwixt vice and virtue. Accuracy is, in every case, advantageous to beauty, and just reasoning to delicate sentiment. In vain would we exalt the one by depreciating the other. When we reflect on the shortness and uncertainty of life, how despicable seem all our pursuits of happiness. The heights of popularity and patriotism are still the beaten road to power and tyranny. It is possible for the same thing both to be and not to be. All the philosophy in the world and all the religion, which is nothing but a species of philosophy, will never be able to carry us beyond the usual course of experience. It's when we start working together that the real healing takes place. It's when we start spilling our sweat and not our blood. Never literary attempt was more unfortunate than my treatise of human nature. It fell dead born from the press. But such is the nature of the human mind that it always lays hold on every mind that approaches it. To hate, to love, to think, to feel, to see, all this is nothing but to perceive. Superstition is an enemy to civil liberty. Mathematics, natural philosophy, and natural religion are in some measure dependent on the science of man, since they lie under the cognizance of men and are judged of by their powers and faculties. Hypothetical liberty is allowed to everyone who is not a prisoner and in chains. It is an absurdity to believe that the deity has human passions, and one of the lowest of human passions, a restless appetite for applause. Be a philosopher, but amidst all your philosophy, be still a man. Avarice, or the desire of gain, is a universal passion which operates at all times, at all places, and upon all persons. The Christian religion not only was at first attended with miracles, but even at this day cannot be believed by any reasonable person without one. The memory, senses, and understanding are, therefore, all of them founded on the imagination or the vivacity of our ideas. The feelings of our heart, the agitation of our passions, the vehemence of our affections, dissipate all its conclusions and reduce the profound philosopher to a mere plebeian. What would become of history had we not a dependence on the veracity of the historian according to the experience what we have had of mankind? Generally speaking, the errors in religion are dangerous, those in philosophy only ridiculous. Human nature is the only science of man, and yet has been hitherto the most neglected. The identity that we ascribe to things is only a fictitious one, established by the mind, not a peculiar nature belonging to what we're talking about. Judgments, a mistake, therefore, of right may become a species. A man who hides himself confesses as evidently the superiority of his enemy as another who fairly delivers his arms. Revolutions of government cannot be effected by the mere force of argument and reasoning. Reason is, and ought only to be, the slave of the passions. We speak not strictly and philosophically when we talk of the combat of passion and of reason. It is, therefore, a just political maxim that every man must be supposed a knave. What a peculiar privilege has this little agitation of the brain which we call thought. It is to restrain others' selfishness that men distinguish between their own goods and those of others. When men are most sure and arrogant, they are commonly most mistaken, giving views to passion without that proper deliberation which alone can secure them from the grossest absurdities. It is seldom that liberty of any kind is lost all at once. Which of the quotes do you like the most? Please leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.